Let's play ball, ladies, and good luck to both teams.
And with that, softball fans, we welcome you to the 2014 Heartland Conference Tournament here at the softball stadium inside the park at St. Mary's. Today's opening game of this tournament features the 2-seed St. Edward's Hilltoppers versus the third-seeded Texas A&M Dust Devils. St. Ed's comes in with a 31-22 mark. They were 14-10 in Heartland Conference play, coming off of a series sweep over the regular season champion St. Mary's Rattlers. TAMIU walks in here with a 19-34 season record. They were 10-14 in Heartland Conference play. The two teams, of course, did meet up earlier this year. In fact, earlier this month, a 3-game series at Laredo at the site of TAMIU's home field. It was April 11th and 12th when these two teams played, and it was St. Edward's taking that series 2-1. They dropped the series opener 6-1, bounced back with 2 wins by the scores of 5-3 and 2-1. So if that series was any indication, this should be a good competitive ball game. And especially so with the pitcher of the year, Sarah Dubrow, on the mound for St. Ed's. The fielders for St. Ed's, we mentioned Dubrow in the pitcher's circle. Let's go through the rest of their lineup today. At catcher, you have number 11, Faith Roberts. At third base, number 20, Lauren Brody. Over at shortstop, number 2, Kendall Lucas. At second base, number 6, Casey Olson. Over at first, number 15, Katie Carney. And then the outfield from left to right, number 19, Emily Mayfield, 00, Sydney Irvin, and number 5, Bria Witten. Leading things off today for TAMIU, number 42, their shortstop, Brenda Parnan. Tell you a little bit about these two teams. Parnan is one of the more prolific Dust Devil hitters, batting .327 this year. She started all 53 games for the Dust Devils. 42 RBIs on the year. That does lead the team. Very impressive leadoff hitter leading the team in RBIs. So a good matchup here between Parnan and Dubrow. We mentioned her being the Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Year. The sophomore was the co-pitcher of the year last year, snapped the 3-year reign of Emily Britton from St. Mary's. And that one's low in the dirt. We have a 2-1 count for Parnan early on here. Dubrow on the season, 17-10 record, 1.6 ERA. And the most impressive part of it is she started 27 games and has gone the whole distance in 26 of them. Among the nation leaders in complete games. Does have 173 strikeouts as well. And she evens up the count there with a strike. 2-2 count for Parnan. Of course, the Heartland Conference teams came out yesterday, the all-conference team, and this is a first team versus first team all-conference battle right here. And it is Dubrow winning that as Parnan swings and misses for the first out of the ball game. Parnan was an at-large selection on that first team all-conference squad, one of 2 Dust Devils to make the first team. Outfielder Esme Gonzalez also on that squad. And then on the second team, pitcher Kendall Reeves, who we will be seeing in the bottom half of this inning, and their third baseman Cassie DeLeon. Now batting for TAMIU, it is 16, their left fielder Chelsea Capello. Capello, another one of those players, as she fouls this one off, 0-2 count. Another one of those players for TAMIU who has started all 53 games for them. In fact, they've got 4 such players. She's batting .283 on the year, 21 RBIs in 173 at-bats. She has struck out 31 times, 2 stolen bases, 8 walks. So an all-around very impressive stat line for Capello. Fouls this one off as well. Count stays 0-2 rather, with 1 away here in the top of the first inning. High and outside, ball 1. For TAMIU, they had a little bit of a tough stretch to close out the regular season. After having a great start, they were actually in second place and primed for that 2 seed, but did lose those last 2 games to St. Ed's. part of a 4-game winning streak before they beat St. Mary's once 5-0 to close out a 3-game homestand here for the Rattlers, and then got swept by Oklahoma Christian to end the season. So they have lost 7 of their last 8 entering this tournament, but it's a fresh start for the Dust Devils. Ball 2 evens the count 2-2. For St. Ed's, a little bit of a different story. They've won 4 of their last 5 and 6 of their last 8 coming into this tournament. Of course, they have the 2 wins over TAMIU. They got beat by the number 7 team in the country, Angelo State, 7-1. Split a series as this one's fouled off over to the left side. Split a series at Texas A&M Kingsville, and then, of course, swept St. Mary's up in Austin. The Rattlers were ranked number 11 in the country at the time, so St. Ed's finishing off the regular season with a pair of series against top-ranked teams in the nation. And this one looked like it was primed to hit her, but it does hits the bat and just kind of dies there along the third base side. And we'll see if that is scored.
They will score that in error.
And so they do score that in error there. Yeah, it almost looked like it was primed to hit her, but she swung and it got a piece of the bat and then went down that third base line, as you saw, and just kind of died. And third baseman for St. Ed's, Brody, did have an opportunity at the ball and wasn't able to pick it up. And for TAMIU, it is Capello reaching safely at first here with 1 away. It brings up number 25 now batting, as she is behind 0-1 in the count. Cassie DeLeon, the third baseman. And this is the prime hitter, as you might expect, hitting in the 3-hole for TAMIU. A .329 batting average and 49 starts, 33 RBIs, a patient batter with 14 walks on the season, 7 home runs, tied for the team lead. And we, of course, you're watching this broadcast here on the Rattler Network. Chad Peters joined by Robin Johnson, bringing you the call for today's game. And we are very familiar with Cassie DeLeon. She was here for the St. Mary's Invitational, or the Classic, to start the season. And if I'm not mistaken, she had a home run or 2 in that series. She has a big bat and has kind of made herself feel at home here at the park inside St. Mary's.
And I remember in that tournament getting very familiar. That one is caught up to third, able to get the force out of second. DeLeon gets the fielder's choice. At that tournament, becoming familiar with DeBrow there on the mound. That's when she started her immense strikeout record earlier this season. So you did strike out the first batter of the game, and I'm wondering, Chad, how often during this game is she going to ever be down in the count?
Yeah, her strength, definitely. I mean, she is a strikeout pitcher. You look at the numbers she's posted this year. We touched on that a little bit earlier. 173 strikeouts in 185 2/3 innings, almost a strikeout per inning, and one of the premier pitchers in the conference in that regard. Very difficult pitcher to get hits off of. Has given up 167 hits, 67 runs, 44 of which have been earned this season. And with 2 outs here in the first, she's in a good position to keep that mark going.
And with her low ERA, 1.66 on the season so far, and with that run on first in the air, if she happens to score, it will be unearned for her. That one is called ball.
The low and inside 2-1 count for Brittany Mussett, the catcher for TAMIU.
A .292 hitter this year, started every game she's played in of the 53-game season.
Fouls this one back over the backstop. 2-2 count for Mussett. Key opportunity here for the Dust Devils early in this game. You have that base runner reach first with 1 away. I don't know that the Dust Devils can expect to get too many scoring opportunities, frankly, against DeBrow, so you're going to have to make the most of them when they are there. And so far unable to do so. It was really going back to that play at second base, a nice catch by Casey Olson, kind of a snow cone grab as the throw was a little wide and having to deal with the base runner diving in there. But Brody gets another force out here, throws it over first base. Carney with the out at first. And it was no hits, no runs, 1 error, and 1 left on base for the Dust Devils. We will take a quick break, and we'll be right back here with the bottom half of the first inning of the opening game of the Heartland Conference softball tournament.
Premier institutions across 4 states. The members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Welcome you back here to the opening round and the opening game of the 2014 Heartland Conference softball tournament, held at the softball stadium inside the park at St. Mary's. Shad Peters again and Robin Johnson bringing you the call of this opening game. Hoping to have Brian McLuhan and Joe Rodriguez and David Tovar kind of here for the rest of the tournament. Your usual Rattler Network voices. Leading off for St. Ed's is number 5, the right fielder, Bria Witten. In the field for TAMIU, in the circle, number 6, Kendall Reeves. Behind the plate today is number 28, Brittany Mussett. From over at third base, Cassie De Leon wearing number 25. The shortstop, number 42, Brenda Parnan. Second baseman, number 13, Anna Parnan. Number 27 at first, Mariana Gallardo, And the outfield from left to right, number 16, Chelsea Capello. Number 8, Chrissy Stardelich, whose sister we will see in the night game today. And in right field, number 12, Desi Ramos.
And just speaking of that, we can now see St. Mary's third baseman, Nicole Sardelich, just got here to watch her sister play in this Heartland Conference tournament on this beautiful day at the park at St. Mary's.
Yeah, the Sardelich family definitely taken the cake for the best attire we've seen worn out here at games this season. Of course, they've got the kind of the split allegiances, so to speak. And so kind of you got the front half of the jersey, or kind of a custom-made shirt, front half of the shirt, as this is hit back up to Reeves. Bounces off her glove. Throw not in time from the shortstop, Parnan. And that is a leadoff hit for St. Ed's. But yeah, the Sardelich family walks in, and of course they've got, half of the shirt TAMIU, half of the shirt St. Mary's. You got to wonder what's going on in their minds when they see some of these games. Perhaps we'll see a TAMIU St. Mary's matchup later in this tournament. But what a way to lead off the game for St. Ed's. And after Witten gets the leadoff hit, she's batting .336 on the year, so that's only going to go up. We have an attempted bunt. The throw in time to first from Reeves, so it'll be a sacrifice for the second baseman, Casey Olson. Does her part in advancing the runner. And that brings up the designated player, number 7, Alex Mayfield. Mayfield, a potent hitter this year for St. Edward's. .378 batting average, to go along with 11 RBIs in only 27 games played. We told you about the all-conference selections from TAMIU. Now for St. Edward's, of course, we talked about the pitcher of the year, Sarah DeBro. Well, they also have the player of the year, the shortstop, Kendall Lucas. We'll see her in a moment. Bria Witten, who got the leadoff hit, made the first team as well. As an outfielder, she's only a freshman from Lake Jackson. The catcher, Faith Roberts, is on the second team, as is your batter right now, designated player Alex Mayfield, a second team all-conference selection. So congratulations to all the ladies in today's action who made that prestigious all-conference team. 31 student athletes in all were selected, and it's interesting because you see all these new teams coming in the conference now, the Rogers States, the Lubbock Christians, Oklahoma Christian last year, and boy, the competition is so much heavier, and you see it on this all-conference team, filled with Lubbock Christian selections, filled with Oklahoma Christian selections. So St. Ed's and St. Edward Mary's, she gets a free base too first there for Mayfield. St. Mary's and St. Edward's kind of been the class of this conference. TAMIU also has had a nice run in recent years. Here, once these other schools become provisional members eligible for the conference title, it's going to be one heck of a race every season.
It'll be very interesting, Chad, when those 3 teams become eligible for postseason play, how much this conference is going to change. The competition will be a lot higher. We have 10 teams competing now instead of 6. So it'll be quite interesting. Kind of can't wait to see how that all unfolds whenever those teams do become eligible, excuse me.
Your batter now, the player of the year, Kendall Lucas. Witten tries to steal third, but no go there. She is gunned down. Great throw by the catcher, Musset, over to third base to Cassie De Leon.
A little bit of a risky move always to try to steal third. You were so close to that catcher. But she was quite speedy, but just not right there in time, as that one is popped high and is caught to end the first inning here at the park at St. Mary's. We will take a break, and we will come back with the top of the second inning here on the Rattler Network.
And after one completed inning of play,
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And here we are in the top half of the second inning. Leading off the frame for TAMIU is Mariana Gallardo, the first baseman. So far today, no hits for TAMIU. St. Ed's had that leadoff hit, but it was a great job. Again, if you missed that bottom of the first inning, great job by the catcher, Musset, getting the attempted steal gunned down there at third base. And the St. Ed's Hilltoppers ended up stranding a runner last inning, unable to get anything going. You know, we had that conversation last inning, Robin, about what it's going to do to the conference. And you look ahead 3 or 4 years from now, and a forecast is going to be so much different for the Heartland Conference in a good way. And you look over the years, St. Edward, St. Mary's have had a tough time sometimes maintaining high national rankings. You know, these schools might have 14-1 conference records, be way above 500, but sometimes it's hard to get the national respect. And with schools like Oklahoma Christian and their pitcher Coates, 20-2 on the season, and Lubbock Christian, you see what they did, their whole infield essentially on the all-conference first team, and had the best record in the Heartland Conference of all teams. And this is fouled and caught by Mayfield in foul territory for out number 1. But yeah, it's going to only increase and improve the conference and the respect and the regional rankings and all this stuff. So I think you look forward here a few years from now, I think you're going to see Heartland schools hosting a lot more regional tournaments and things of that nature because of the competition. It's going to bring a lot more awareness to this conference.
And that's just an exciting thing, Chad, because like as you said, the competition is going to increase, and I think those championship titles will be a lot more valuable maybe. You know, you're competing against more teams. You know, instead of the best 4 out of 6, it's going to be the best 4 out of 10.
Absolutely.
And so it's just very exciting across all sports in the Heartland Conference. We've seen it across the board, basketball, baseball, Those provisional schools are really highly competitive, and I think it's going to do a lot of good for this conference.
At the plate now, the pitcher, Kendall Reeves for TAMIU. Behind in the count early as that one's high, 1-2 count. And you see that competition, we talked about it a little bit just on the all-conference team. You think about some of the omissions and some of the competitions for a few of these spots. You have Shea Coates, Oklahoma Christian, Emily Britton, St. Mary's. This one's fouled away toward third base. And, of course, Sarah DeBro, for St. Ed's. Now, Coates not eligible for the Player of the Year or Pitcher of the Year title this year because of her school's provisional status. But let's pretend Oklahoma Christian was eligible for this year. If you're having to choose a Pitcher of the Year between a 20-2 Shea Coates, a 26-4 Emily Britton, number 4 in the nation and wins, as we have out number 2 this inning, and then Sarah DeBro for St. Ed's, who is among the nation leader in strikeouts and complete games. Holy cow. I mean, how do you choose? One of those pitchers is potentially a second-team all-conference selection. How do you make those distinctions? Well, this is what the conference is going to have moving forward. Again, you look at some of these battles. Nicole Sardalich on the first team for St. Mary's on the first team as an at-large submission. This is popped up to shortstop for out number 3, so that was a quick 3-up, 3-down inning. But just real fast to finish out that thought, you have Sardalich batting .412 on the season. Just a litany of high stats, barely able to get on that first team. And this is kind of the forecast moving forward. This Heartland Conference all-conference first team ballot and these tournaments are going to be one thing to keep an eye on moving forward. It's going to be hard to get on these teams. So here it is, still 0-0. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. We're going to take a quick break with the teams. You're watching Heartland Conference Softball Tournament live on the Rattler Network.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
For the Hilltoppers, number 19, Emily Mayfield.
Leading off for the Hilltoppers here in the bottom of the second inning, number 19, the left fielder, Emily Mayfield.
And just a little interesting tidbit on St. Edward's, there's 2 Mayfields. On the Dust Devils, there's 2 Pornans. So just kind of a little interesting back there.
Oh, 2 count for Mayfield as Reeves comes out firing to start this inning. Finishing out the conference superlatives, it was Brenda Pardon named the Freshman of the Year for the conference. And then the conference's Newcomer of the Year, we'll see her later this evening from Texas Permian Basin, Jennifer Quam. And the Coach of the Year for the 4th straight year and the 10th time since 2001. Donna Fields from St. Mary's. So, yeah, heartfelt congratulations to all of the award winners once again on this conference team. Always, we kind of spent last inning talking about that. Always a fun time when these all-conference teams come out to dissect, go over what were the snubs, what were the misses, the hits, and then just to celebrate the greatness of all these schools and some fine seasons to be celebrated. 1-2 count as this one is fouled away. A play trying to be made over in the visitors' dugout, but this one does go into the stands harmlessly. So count remains 1-2 for Emily Mayfield. You mentioned the sister, or I'm assuming sister, but at the very least they have the same names. I think I might have made that mistake earlier already. Emily Mayfield, Alex Mayfield. It is Emily now batting. Alex, we saw earlier, the DP, and it was Alex on that all-conference second team.
And just a few weeks ago, St. Mary's played TAMIU, and we really saw the versatility of Reeves now, who's on the mound. I saw her play a little bit of first base. She sees some time at the plate, so really a versatile player for the Dust Devils. Quite an effective pitcher.
2-2 count remains as that's fouled over toward the third base side. Yeah, Reeves on the season, a 6-11 record for TAMIU, but only a 3.21 ERA. She has 55 strikeouts, only 34 bases on balls allowed. And she's pitched 15 complete games in her 21 starts, including 2 shutouts for the Dust Devils. And TAMIU, if they're able to continue advancing, of course, we'll see both of these teams guaranteed a second time in this tournament. It is a double elimination tournament. Seems like TAMIU does have kind of a platoon of pitchers they use. Reeves, Johnson, and Gallardo are their 3. And
I believe she may have nicked her a little bit, hit by pitch as Mayfield takes first base.
Yeah, unfortunate for Reeves there, had a good thing going against Mayfield, but Mayfield patient and takes the hit. It brings up the third baseman, Lauren Brody, with no outs here in the bottom of the second inning.
Runner was going, but that ball is foul, just out of reach from the Dust Devil catcher.
And you're seeing St. Ed's, each time they get a base runner, they're trying to kind of sacrifice, or they're willing to sacrifice that next batter to try to get that runner at second base to advance her. And so you see the value in the, as she does just that, a sacrifice bunt. Reeves over to first base, throw her a little high to first, but gets the out. So Brody does her job, advances the runner to second, but you see the premier nature given to runs, to possible runs in this tournament. Here, St. Ed's is a team that scored 209 runs in 53 games this year. But once you get to this tournament, everything, the field almost shrinks a little bit, you know, and you've got to really take each run as they are. Each is so valuable. And so St. Ed's trying to break this scoreless deadlock here early in this game. It brings up Faith Roberts, number 11, the catcher. Again, another one of their big bats, really their biggest bat. 8 home runs on the season, that leads the team. 34 RBIs. She's batting .328 this season. In 52 games played, she started 45 of those. So this is the player at the plate that St. Ed's would want in this situation. Reeves has to be careful. The count is evened up at 1-1 as that one was fouled away.
She checks there, but what is called a ball?
Yeah, must have tried to frame the plate with that ball, but it looked like it was just a hair inside. 2-1 count.
Oh, and again on the inside, 3-1 the count now.
Roberts does have 8 walks on the season. We'll see if she gets number 9. Fouls this one back.
And the battle between these two teams, St. Ed's enters this tournament on a 3-game winning streak. The Dust Devils a 3-game losing streak. So both trying to either tack on another win or keep winning here in this opening round of the Heartland Conference Tournament. That one fouled away once again. A long at bat here is turning out for Reeves.
Yeah, Robert's doing a good job here, seeing a lot of pitches, waiting for the right pitch. And still early in the game, so you got to think that's good for the rest of their batters, able to
see how many pitchers Reeves really has here.
Yeah, able to kind of see a lot of what she likes to throw, maybe get ahead of some of what she throws. This one's fired down the left field line, that third base line. It is foul. Of course, no instant replay in this tournament. We say that though, maybe in a few years, maybe that will trickle its way down to NCAA competition. What we've seen implemented here in the big leagues and Major League Baseball this year. We've had some close calls here this year where instant replay certainly could have helped.
Ooh, that one is sliced down the middle there. Sardalich unable to get it, a little bit slow to get up. A run will score. And Roberts is rounding third, and a triple she will get. So nice smack, gets an extra base off a misplayed ball in the outfield. St. Ed's now takes the lead 1-0 over TAMIU. Breaks this scoreless game open.
And a dangerous diving attempt for Sardalich in center field kind of backfires for the plus on a play like that. You make that dive and you get it, and you likely hold Roberts to first. But when you miss it, she got that extra base out of that. And so, yeah, a great hit for Faith Roberts. Quick 1-0 lead for St. Ed's.
That one is called strike. I was a little worried she may have got a little hurt out there. She was a little slow to get up, but she seems all right now.
Katie Carney, the first baseman, your batter. Now a .276 hitter on the season with 12 RBIs in 42 starts. Has played 48 games for the Hilltoppers.
That one hit hard, and it is out of here. First home run of this tournament. Katie Carney smacks a 2-run homer, gives the St. Edwards Hilltoppers a 3-0 lead here. And as the Hilltoppers line up to greet her at home plate for a celebration. And once a scoreless game, it is wide open now with St. Ed's in the lead. Two powerful hits there. TAMIU now conferencing on the mound.
So with that 2-run shot, it clears the bases.
And for Carney, that is home run number 5 on the season. For the team, number 24 on the year for the Hilltoppers. And what a big inning developing here for St. Ed's. And you go back to that patient at bat you were talking about from Roberts, kind of what that did. She was waiting for her pitch, fouled off some stuff she didn't like, got that hard hit triple to center field, and then here's a home run to follow. So, and now there's a hit by pitch. And it's I don't say funny, but somewhat humorous who's been hit, because we're actually going to talk about this with her batting here. That's the 10th time she's been hit by pitch, Sydney Irvin, for St. Edwards. So that's a high number. No one else on the team with more than 4 hit by pitches, and she collects number 10 on the year. So Irvin doing whatever she can to get on base.
She does hug the plate a little bit, and a new pitcher will enter the game, I believe. Oh no, excuse me, I'm sorry. It was just the first baseman coming back in.
Dangerous time though for TAMIU and for Reeves. The St. Ed's bats are clicking. You're down 3-0.
And you know, I think, Chad, there will be a pitching change. I'm just not quite sure. I'm not sure what the call is going to be. Coach Scott Libby was out there talking to the ump, but I see no change just quite yet. And okay, it looks like they just switched their first baseman. I believe it was Gallardo who was playing at first. She is also a pitcher for the Dust Devils, so she, I think, went into the bullpen and will start warming up.
And your new first baseman is number 29.
Who was the designated player, so it looks like they have scratched that DP position, as she will become first base, and former first baseman Marina Gallardo will now be the well, not yet, but assuming she will come into pitch after she is done warming up in the bullpen. Reeves now still on the mound, however, for the Dust Devils. One runner on after a hit by pitch. Bria Witten at the plate for the Hilltoppers.
So Witten is the one that got the day going with the leadoff single earlier today, so she is back around. Pretty simple storyline here in the second. St. Ed's trying to build their lead even bigger. TAMIU trying to do whatever it takes to get out.
Pickoff attempt there. Unsuccessful as Rhea swings and misses there. Count 1 and 2.
St. Ed's doing all this damage on 3 hits on the day. TAMIU does not have a hit yet in the ball game.
Stolen base attempt, and she gets there in time. You could really see the agility, the speed, the strength of Parnan as she races over to second base. I saw a little bit earlier, she really guns it down to first base when she makes a throw. Just a really powerful player out there in the infield.
And a solid throw from the plate. Musset a little low, a little late. But Irvin doing what she does. That's her 23rd stolen base on the year. Great job by Sardalich coming in and getting that catch.
Nice scoop toss and almost had the potential to drop, but she is there to make the play. 2 outs now. Gets the Dust Devils out of a sac fly opportunity if Irvin decided to steal third. That one shot right past second baseman. Irving will come around the horn and will score. Casey Olson advances to second. The Hilltoppers add another run in the bottom of the second, now 4-0. Olson and Irvin just switch places there. Still 2 outs on the inning.
So St. Ed's really getting cooking now. The 2-hole hitter drilling that double, or maybe a single, I guess he had advanced on the throw, down to right field. And it does bring up Alex Mayfield. When you look at St. Ed's, when they win, it's a powerful combination of run support and quality pitching. They've had 4 or more runs in 5 straight games, and they're 4-1 in those games. So if you're looking for a magic number 4 somewhere in the neighborhood of what they need with DeBro in the circle, it's going to be interesting the rest of the way here. It's still very, very early. But St. Ed's doing what they needed to do here in the bottom of the second inning.
Previously coming into this inning, they had just 1 hit, and now they have 4, able to produce 4 runs off 2 hits. The big help from that 2-run homer. Mayfield fouls that one back right up to us. Thank goodness for that foul ball net.
And St. Ed's is one of those teams you look at and you just wonder if they're peaking at the right time. They, you go back to early April, and they had a 9-10 record in Heartland Conference play. They've reeled off 5 straight wins, and they're 14-10 now. That one's fouled off over to the third base side. Full count for Mayfield. You just kind of wonder, are things clicking for this team at the right time? This was a team earlier this month on the verge of being a sub-500 team in conference play. And here they are now, 20 days later, in a very good position. And it's improving by the moment as Mayfield gets the full count walk. Pitch was outside. So bases, runners at second and first now. As the Dust Devils will conference, we'll see if Libby's motion over there to the outfield was that to bring in Gallardo, or if they will stall. We'll take a quick break with them. We'll be right back here watching the 2014 Heartland Conference Softball Tournament live on the Rattler Network. So no pitching change for TAMIU as we are back here in the bottom of the second inning. We have seen a lot of heads looking over there toward the bullpen, though, so we'll see if any movement comes in the future. And looking into the dugout, you can see Scott Libby kind of reaching over the dugout railing, looking out there, kind of gave a motion to the pitcher. It looks like just go on. Probably trying to get Gallardo's arm warmed up there in the bullpen. Reeves a quality pitcher, but St. Ed's does have her number this inning. And brings to the plate number 2, again, the player of the year in the Heartland Conference, Kendall Lucas, the shortstop. And this is her second plate appearance of the day.
Count now 2-1. Hilltoppers have 2 runners on in the bottom of an explosive second inning. And just like you were saying, Chad, it's almost, not that it doesn't matter, but you know, it's great for teams to peak at the right time, and if you're going to peak, it might as well be at the end of the season, which is what the Hilltoppers seem to be doing. Count now 2-2. That one is hit hard, just fair, just inside the line. Mayfield will round third and will score. Excuse me, 2 runners score there, as Mayfield was scored all the way from first. Hilltoppers now lead 6-0 over the Dust Devils. Powerful hit there, just inside the line.
Yeah, Lucas now 1 for 2 on the day with that 2 RBI double. And you talk about just inside. I think where it dropped, viewers, was probably out of your picture. I mean, we're talking 6 inches fair, maybe, but clearly fair. But greatly placed ball by Lucas. And the onslaught continues for St. Ed's. Great way to open up this tournament. A 6-run second inning if you were just tuning in. Yes, it was 0-0 entering this inning. And we will have a pitching change for TAMIU. We'll tell you all about her when we come back. We'll take a quick break and bring you the rest of the bottom of the second inning.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And we welcome you back. It is a new pitcher for TAMIU, and it is, as we expected, Mariana Gallardo, number 27, who started, of course, the game at first base for the Dust Devils. On the season, Gallardo with 5.90 ERA, a 7-12 record. She has 32 strikeouts in 102 innings pitched. So we'll see if her luck fares any better against this increasingly potent Hilltopper lineup. It is number 19 at the plate, Emily Mayfield, who's, I believe her sister a few moments ago scored. Or at the very least, the kinship from the last name. You're not sure on the relationship there, if any, does exist. But so Emily Mayfield, the left fielder, 1-1 count with 2 away. If there's a bright spot for TAMIU, it is that there's 2 outs on the board.
I believe SCU is able to score at least 3 runs on those 2 outs. It's been 2 outs for a while now. 2-1 now the count. That one is popped up. And with the close of the glove, that'll end A treacherous inning for the Dust Devils, but a successful inning for the Hilltoppers. They lead now 6-0 here in the opening round of the Heartland Conference Softball Tournament. You're listening to the Rattler Network, and we'll be right back with you for the top of the third inning.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And we are in the top of the third inning, leading off for TAMIU, number 12, Desi Ramos, the right fielder. So the happiest person in the ballpark right now, probably Sarah DeBro, the pitcher for St. Ed's. 1 inning ago, she came into the circle in a tied ball game, and she now inherits a 6-0 lead. So DeBro, to say she has some wiggle room here is to make an understatement, as it is an 0-1 count. Quickly. This one's fouled away to make it 0-2. DeBro so far today in 2 innings has 2 strikeouts in her 7 batters faced, trying to make it 3 here.
And that one just outside. The Dust Devils still hitless in this game. Unable to produce a runner, I believe, except for that error that was committed by the Hilltoppers in the first inning.
Yeah, that was with 1 out. You wondered if that might spark something, but it didn't. This one's high to even the count at 2-2. And an inning later, something sparked for St. Ed's.
On deck, we see Chrissy Sardelich. And that one just outside. 3 straight balls for DeBro.
And the interesting thing when you look at these 2 lineups, TAMIU actually scoring more runs this season than St. Ed's. They have 236 runs scored to St. Ed's 209 on about 25 fewer hits this season. So TAMIU typically does bring the bat, but it was St. Ed's bringing the bat in the bottom of the second. And then the other difference there, while TAMIU scores considerably more, the runs allowed almost halved for St. Ed's. 174 given up, 309 for TAMIU. This one's hit foul down the left field line into the netting. Brings the count to 3-2.
And my comment about Chrissy Sardelich being on deck is just Dust Devils just now getting to the end of their lineup, taking him the 3 innings to get there. Well, I believe St. Ed's has batted through their lineup at least once. And Ramos takes a ball 4 for a walk.
That is DeBro's first walk of the day. It does bring up Sardelich. Of course, Chrissy kind of grew up here in some ways earlier in her career. Remember when Nicole was a freshman and we had the old softball field here at St. Mary's? You know, Chrissy would come out and she pops this one up on an attempted bunt. And no go there as Katie Carney comes in and retrieves that for the first out of the inning. Yeah, Sardelis kind of grew up here. You could tell like almost a mirror image of sorts of Nicole. Try to kind of mimic her habits, the way she dressed, kind of a little spitting image in a way. And here she is also playing Division II Heartland Conference softball and in the tournament. So pretty cool story there. For TAMIU brings to the plate with one away and one runner on. Leadoff hitter Brenda Parnan. Again, as we said earlier, one of their better bats in their lineup, a .327 average on the year. Today, though, she is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She is one of the 2 strikeouts that DeBro has collected. She's behind in the count now, 0 and 1. And make that 0 and 2.
Hard swing there from Parnan.
DeBro has a lot of movement on her pitches, able to trick batters into thinking they see things that they don't really see.
And that is for her 3rd strike there. Another hard swing from Parnan. Out number 2 in this 3rd inning. DeBro right on pace for her average of 1 strikeout per inning. Now at 3 with 3 innings played. 2.2 innings.
Chelsea Capello now batting. She is 0 for 1 on the day, but she did reach base. It was her little blooper, if you will, that died there along the third base line. She's able to reach on that 3rd base error in the 1st inning. And she is behind in the count this time, 0 and 1.
Looks like her foul ball nicked off her foot a little bit. She was hopping around. Seems to be okay.
Of course, the winner of this game instantly lifted into the winner's bracket. And the winner does play tomorrow at 11 a.m. They will take on the winner of Game 2. And that's tonight between the top-seeded St. Mary's Rattlers and the 4th-seeded Permian Basin Falcons. The loser of this game
takes on the loser of
tonight's game at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So you'll see both of these teams back in action tomorrow. Again, the winner playing at 11 and the loser playing at 2. And that 2 o'clock game will be an elimination game. The loser of that game will be eliminated from the tournament. The winner will go on to play the loser of tomorrow's 11 o'clock game at 5 o'clock, if that makes sense. All of this stuff can be found as the first hit of the ball game is credited to Capello, and it does put runners on 1st and 2nd for the Dust Devils. But again, if you're curious about the bracket, that can be found on rattlerathletics.com. We have the Heartland Conference Softball Tournament Central page up as one of the prime stories. All of your links to live stats, live video, where to buy the tickets if you're interested in coming to town, some dining options nearby, and just a preview of the field and directions to the facility. So if you're watching now and plan on coming down, we hope to see you here. It's a great thing about a tournament like this is all the teams pretty locally based. Such a quick drive for St. Ed's and an easy drive down from Laredo for TAMIU. Permian Basin from Odessa, obviously the most difficult drive of the group, but all very centrally located programs, so it makes for a fun tournament moving forward as we near Championship Saturday.
On a little low count now, 1 and 1 to De Leon. 2 runners on, and really their first scoring opportunity of this game. And that one is fouled off.
We said it when Roberts was at the plate last inning that if you wanted a batter at the plate, it was probably her in the situation where she was there. And of course, she delivered an RBI triple, if I'm not mistaken. As we said earlier about De Leon, she is the hitter you want for TAMIU in this situation. She's behind the count 1 and 2, and evens it up 2 and 2. That one was high, but .329 batting average, 7 home runs to lead the team this season, 33 RBIs across the board. Just a fantastic batter, and she's played well here. So TAMIU desperately could use something into the gap right here to bring in a run or two. She thought about swinging. It looked like did not come around on that one. We'll see if there's a protest made at all. And there's not. It makes the count full.
And you could see DePro really wanting that one. She's kind of laughed that one off. She did think De Leon came around, but full count it is. And that one is popped up once more. Oh. And the ump is hit a little bit on the back, but he seems unfazed.
Well, nice move by the catcher, Faith Roberts, and she's having a nice laugh with the ump. She had her glove wrapped around the neck of home plate umpire Marvin Cobb, kind of protecting his head in case that came back around and hit him up high. Good sportsmanship already here in the Heartland Conference softball tournament.
And a swing and a miss there for De Leon. DeBrow gets out of that one.
Big strikeout for St. Ed's, number 4 of the game. And it dodges a bullet as TAMIU strands runners at first and second. And they will head to the bottom of the third, still trailing 6-0. You're watching the Heartland Conference softball tournament live on the Rattler Network.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And we welcome you back to the Rattler Network, broadcasting the Heartland Conference Tournament all weekend. First pitch to Lauren Brode is a ball. Hilltoppers coming back from a monstrous second inning, which they scored 6 runs to take a 6-0 lead over the Dust Devils. That one is fouled away. And Brode is our St. Ed's cover athlete in the Heartland Conference program that we have for fans free of charge at this tournament.
Brody making her first official at-bat today. She reached, or she did not reach, she had a sacrifice in her previous attempt. Ahead in the count 3-1 as that was outside for Gallardo. And again, if you're just tuning in, there was a pitching change. Kendall Reeves lasted 1 2/3 innings for TAMIU. Gave up those 6 runs. Had a promising start for the Dust Devils. This is fouled off as well. And TAMIU forced to make a change with 2 outs in that bottom of the second inning. Gallardo making her 30th appearance this season for TAMIU. A very valuable all-around player. You saw her start the game at first base and has made 53 starts this season.
And she takes a free base there. On the full count, runners now at first base with no outs. Brings up Faith Roberts for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, Roberts back to the plate already after that big hit that really sparked this whole run for St. Ed's in the second.
Looks like there will be a pinch runner for the Hilltoppers. Gabriela Macias will take the place of Lauren Brody at first base.
And it was a 0-0 ball game when Roberts came to the plate last time. Had a one-out triple to center field. Brought in Emily Mayfield for the first run of the game. And then, of course, that kick-started a 6-run inning. And the funny thing is, you look at the all-conference team, and Faith Roberts is a second-team selection. How in the world is she second team? I mean, fantastic start for her day so far.
That one that will drop. A nice little blooper there from Faith Roberts. Advances the runner. Runners now at first and second for the Hilltoppers. 0 out here.
Yeah, Roberts' brilliant day just continues. 2 for 2 now this afternoon. And of course, the young lady you're seeing step into the plate now, 15, Katie Carney, the first baseman, was the one that had that monster shot to left field. Seemed like the left fielder playing a little in almost and had to retreat, but had no shot at a play regardless, as that went into the berm seating back there, where the backyard bums sit normally here for the St. Mary's home games. If you're wondering what that reference is all about, of course, the San Antonio Spurs have their famous baseline bums. We've got our backyard bums. Marvin Cobb stopping play momentarily here, needing a new ball. So Carney steps in a similar situation as when she stepped at the plate last time, as she launched that 2-run home run. Only difference is Roberts is at second right now. Excuse me, first rather than over at third. A big strike there to even the count, 1-1. For what it's worth, TAMIU this season 7-6 at neutral site games. St. Ed's 6-4. The interesting thing is you put them away. We'll go back to the home games. 8-6 for TAMIU, 17-9 for St. Ed's. But in an away situation, St. Ed's 8-9 on the year. TAMIU 4-22. So certainly winning away from home, a bit of a bugaboo for these teams.
I believe 5 of those neutral games have come from that opening tournament that we hosted to start the season.
Yeah, for St. Ed's, yeah, they played 5 games here to start the season. Is there a full count for Carney? St. Ed's was 3-2.
That one is popped high right to Parnan, able to make the grab. First out of this inning. Brings up Sydney Irvin.
Both teams, in fact, 3-2 here to start the season at that St. Mary's Classic. It feels like so long ago, February 1st, the weekend of February 1st through 3rd. And looking back at, was that Super Bowl weekend? It was. I believe it was. Seems like a long time ago.
Attempted bunt goes foul.
And Irvin making her impact felt earlier today already. She was the one with the stolen base in this game. She reached earlier on a hit by pitch. Dust Devils will talk this one out a little bit as we see Scott Libby walking onto the field once again. He gets his 3rd appearance already out there on the field. 0-1 count for TAMIU. They've given up 6 hits in this game. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Of course, if you're an optimist, you can look at this as a double play opportunity to get out of the inning. But if you're an optimist for St. Edwards, you might look at it as an opportunity to add on more runs. Sydney Irvin, having reached hit by pitch earlier, looking for a hit here.
Always interesting to see a sac bunt attempt with one away in any inning. With the speed of Irvin, she just might make it, as that one nearly escapes the catcher. Could have advanced the runners for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, she's got that speed to beat out a lot of throws. You see the infield creeping in, looking for the bunt.
She checks that one, but doesn't go around. That brings the count to 2-1. Still one away here.
The Hilltoppers very aggressive on the base paths this season. We talked about Sydney Irvin picking up her 33rd stolen base earlier today. Bria Witten, 17 stolen bases in 24 tries this year. And Alex Mayfield with 16 stolen bases in 20 tries, 86 overall as a team. You compare that kind of the rest of the way, as we get a stolen base there. The third baseman for TAMIU, Cassie De Leon, certain that she made the tag in time.
She did have it there, but Messia is able to slide under her glove. She should have, put her glove to stop her instead of trying to tag her on the leg, tag her on the foot, as she is able to just slide right under. I believe that was a good call for the ref. And Messia is picking up that stolen base after the strikeout. It's a pretty risky move, but is successful.
88 stolen bases now for St. Ed's this season. They've only allowed 39. Conversely, TAMIU, 19 stolen bases this season. They've given up 53, so that 88 number really does stand alone.
That one is popped apart, and she's able to make the force out at second to end the inning. St. Ed's unable to rack up more runs here. 6-0 going into the top of the fourth here in the opening round of the Heartland Conference softball tournament.
12 premier institutions across 4 states. The members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
To the top of the fourth inning for the Dust Devils will be number 28, the catcher, Brittany Mussett.
Brittany Mussett leading off the top of fourth for the Dust Devils. That one is fouled away. Dust Devils still looking at a one-hit game through 3 complete, still scoreless for them, while St. Ed's had an explosive second inning to keep a 6-0 lead. That one fouled away once more down the third base line. Brody gives a run for it, but unable to get there in time. 0-2 now the count to Bro with 3 strikeouts so far in this game. Oh, and fouled away again once more down the third baseline.
You really don't understand. Boys are going to be a nice little okay, running for the one.
And that is a big swing and a miss for Mussett. I believe that is either DeBro's 4th or 5th strikeout. Might be her 5th.
Yeah, it's her 5th on the day. Here early in the 4th inning.
Brings up Gallardo to the plate, now pitching for the Dust Devils. That one popped high and out of play for strike 1.
Yeah, we've kind of talked all day. Gallardo, a versatile player, 257 batting average this season. A little bit of a different role right now than she even started the day with. Moving into that pitcher's circle, she is 0 for 1 on the day with a flyout.
Swing and a miss there. 0-2 now the count.
You tell the speed of the pitch caught Gallardo by surprise on that miss. High and inside. 4-1, 1-2 count. Not too much wind today. You see the flags moving slightly toward left field back there, but not too much wind today. Also a really perfect day, as this one's fouled off as well. In about 70 degrees, mostly clear skies, a couple of clouds here and there. Not too hot, definitely not too cold. And just a beautiful all-around day, and hopefully a beautiful weekend for this softball tournament. We always joke that nothing seems to bring out the rain, the Texas rain, like a Heartland Conference softball or baseball tournament. Hopefully that's not the case this time. Seems like every year we're having to scramble as she rings up Gallardo on the corner, caught looking for the second out. We might have dodged a bullet this weekend with the weather, knock on wood.
6 strikeouts now for DeBro. Nearly at 180 strikeouts this season. 1 away from that. Brings up former pitcher Kendall Reeves for the Dust Devils, now I believe who moved into the DH spot.
And that is what's so fun about the game of softball is you get taken out from one position, you can kind of move around the lineup and still make an impact, and Reeves will have that opportunity as she dribbles this one foul to Brody at third base. And just a reminder to all of our Heartland Conference softball fans watching this broadcast on RattlerAthletics.com, if you needed to leave your computer at some point, you can also watch this on your mobile phone. Just download the Ustream app. As this is fouled off for a 1-2 count, download that Ustream app and search for Rattler Network. And you will dial us up, and you can watch this on your mobile phone. Works with iPhone, Android devices, I believe Windows Phone as well. Go either to Google Play or the App Store to download that Ustream app. And if you are planning on coming out here for the tournament, we do ask that you pick up a game day program. We've got pictures of Haley Richter for St. Mary's, Brody for the Hilltoppers.
That one dribbled again down the
and Brenda Pardon featured for TAMIU.
2-2 now the count. 2 away here. The top of the 4th, that one fouled away once more. This time to the backstop.
St. Ed's this season as a team batting .294. That is ranked 4th in the Heartland Conference, but it is the pitching, a team ERA of 3.09. Ranking number 2 in the conference that has really fueled their efforts this season. And again, the Heartland Conference player and pitcher of the year as strikeout number
7, I believe.
7 for St. Ed's, and it was the pitching there leading the way, the pitcher of the year leading the way for this St. Ed's team. They're still up 6-0 and will take that lead onto the 4th inning. We'll be right back.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Casey Olson leading off for the Hilltoppers. Bottom of the 4th, St. Edward's still holding on to a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, we're kind of saying that it is pitching that has fueled the St. Edward's 2nd place finish in the Heartland Conference Tournament. As this blooper hit to center field, and what a diving grab by Chrissy Sardalich. Just a sensational grab in center field. We saw her attempt to make that earlier this game, and she attempts it again, and boy, does it pay off.
It's the second ball we've seen hit to her where you think, you know what, that might just drop, but she was right there to scoop it up. A nice rolling catch there. Great play there from the outfield. Kind of see why she is a freshman starter. Looks like we have a pinch hitter, Marissa Bogart now for the Hilltoppers.
She takes Alex Mayfield's spot in this designated player role.
And quite a hitter herself, batting .264 in the season. Started 37 of her 47 games played. You got to think for St. Edward's got a long tournament up ahead. You might be thinking a 6-0 lead might deserve some rest for some players to get prepared for the rest of this tournament. That one is fouled away. Count now 1-2. Now and again fouled up to the backstop.
It's been an interesting game, kind of all quiets on the Western Front outside of that 1 second inning. 6 runs by St. Ed's, a very defensively based game outside of that one frame, and that has been the difference here all the way through.
And I believe me and Chad were talking about it yesterday. In the game of softball or baseball, it's really one inning that can decide, you know, a game or a series, and it looks like that second inning might decide this first one if the Dust Devils are unable to contend. That one fouled away, becoming a long at bat for Bogart here. Gallardo, who took over, I believe, in that second inning with 2 outs. Been pretty consistent for the Dust Devils.
And if you're just tuning in and you did miss that second inning, what happened there with one away? Faith Roberts tripled for an RBI to center field. Next batter, Carney homered to left field to make it 3-0 St. Edwards. Few moments later with 2 outs, Olsen singled through the right side and advanced the second on the throw herself for an RBI single. That made it 4-0. And then Kendall Lucas, the Heartland Conference Player of the Year, had a 2 RBI double down the left field line. And when we say down the left field line, we mean just down the left field line, as this is another St. Edwards hit into the gap, although she'll be kept at first base. But that 2 RBI double by Lucas made it 6-0 in favor of St. Edwards. And it's nothing has changed since then. And it is Lucas coming back to the plate now. We talked about the day she's having. That 2 RBI hit in that inning. She is 1 for 2 on the day with that double in the second inning.
Bogart able to reach off of a nicely hit single just over Parnan's glove into the left field. Hilltoppers now have 1 runner on with 1 out.
And St. Ed's having a great ball placement on these hits. We've seen the one that dotted the line in left field. We've seen that one out over an outstretched glove. We saw another one that just barely eluded a diving Chrissy Sardalich in center field, and that was Faith Roberts' triple that got everything going. And again, you play the what-if game. You know, what if Sardalich had made a play on that ball? What if the ball wasn't hit so well? That kind of scenario, and how different that 6-run inning might have looked. But as it sits, a 3-0 count now for Lucas. Gallardo probably an easy one right down the pipe here, and it is for the first strike. You wonder if Lucas will have the green light to hit away here, or if Coach Lindsey Gardner will want her to be more patient and just try to get the walk.
And count full now, 3-2 for Gallardo. And Lucas, 1 away here. 7 hits now for the Hilltoppers. Dust Devils still hanging on with 1 hit. We'll need to produce a couple of more, and she takes that walk. Advances Bogart to second. 2 runners on now for Emily Mayfield. 1 away. Shaping up to be a dangerous situation for the Dust Devils. Chad and I were discussing earlier, we're not quite sure if St. Ed's gets to the 8 runs, if there will be a run rule in this tournament, or Mayfield takes that for ball 1. And that one a nice blooper into right center. Unable to make the scoop. And 2 runs do score. That is a 2-run double for Emily Mayfield. Score now 8-0 for the Hilltoppers. To bring up Emily Brody. I'm sorry, Lauren Brody.
So those runs crossing still with just 1 away, and we mentioned the bracket is looking more and more like St. Edwards. Soon will be penciled in to that winner's bracket. The 2 seed, if they can hold on, would advance and play that 11 a.m. game against the winner of tonight's game 2. Again, the loser of this ball game will play at 2 o'clock tomorrow in an elimination game.
1-1 now the count. We're seeing some good hitting from the Hilltoppers, able to get in those holes. They've done that very nicely. Able to produce those runs. That one just foul up to third baseline.
One and 2 to go.
Everybody had it until over here.
And a check swing there, fouls that one away.
He never ran over, he got the fire from there. And the guy backed up over, ran over, hit another guy. And one guy got sent to the hospital.
And another foul for Brody.
The parking lot. 19-year-old kid. Big thing.
Brody today still looking for her first official at bat. She did walk once and she's had a sacrifice ground out in the other. On the season, batting .274, a key piece of this team, playing third base, and again featured in the program with a nicely cut out action photo of her on the St. Edward's roster page. Robin, brilliant job on the Heartland Conference softball tournament programs. And it's already been a fun tournament, and we're only 4 innings in.
2-2 the count, Brody.
First time, obviously, we've been able to host here at the park at St. Mary's, here on the St. Mary's University campus. And if you're not familiar, this is a brand new park. The traveling road show that had been St. Mary's softball for the last 2 years finally has a home once more, and it is a home we're very proud of, and very fortunate that we're able to showcase it here during this exciting tournament. Interestingly, all the teams that are in this tournament have played here earlier this season, as Brody drills a single to center field. Sardolich fires one home. A great throw from center field, but not in time, as another run scores to make it 9-0 St. Edwards.
And just another Hilltopper hit right in the gap. A nicely placed ball. And we will have a pinch hitter here, Samantha Gilmore, for the Hilltoppers.
You talk about efficiency. They've scored 9 runs on 9 hits. St. Edwards has only 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th, still primed to do more damage. And now we are seeing, as you said, some of the substitutions being made. And
number 22, Samantha Gilmore.
Okay, so Samantha Gilmore, she's a sophomore utility player out of Glen Heights, Texas. So some of the younger players getting some tournament experience at this rate. Always a good thing for a team to be able to do. I believe Gilmore has taken the spot in the lineup of Faith Roberts, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see defensively how that shakes out at the top of the 5th. But Gilmore is batting here for Faith Roberts. So Faith Roberts, if her day is done, it was a good day. 2 for 2, 1 RBI, 1 run scored. For the Hilltoppers, leading the way in the RBI department, Lucas, Emily Mayfield, and Carney, all with 2 apiece. And Emily Mayfield leads the team in runs scored. She has crossed home plate twice today. 1-1 count for Gilmore. Gilmore, saying Gilmore, but no, Gilmore. Another base hit, that is hit number 10. So she was batting .188 only in 69 plate appearances. That will go up as Gilmore gets the 10th hit of the day, and we'll see another conference as time is called. And Coach Scott Levy walks out there for the 4th time today. We'll see if another pitching change is made. Until then, we'll take a quick break with them. You're watching the Heartland Conference Softball Tournament, where the Hilltoppers up 9-0 here in the opening game of this tourney.
So much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
We welcome you back. The only substitution made here is on the Hilltoppers side as they have another pinch hitter come in, Laura Alvarado, at the plate. I believe she fouled that off for strike one. And getting some clarification there, Robin, you mentioned the run rule factor. Really wasn't even prepared to have to talk about that. Thought that we'd have a tighter game here, but the Hilltoppers are on the verge, according to the manual, to run rule TAMIU. They need to maintain an 8-run lead through 5. So TAMIU will get one more crack at the bats here in the top of the 5th to try to slice into this 9-run deficit. Until then, St. Ed's more than willing to continue adding on to this with only 1 out. A little slapper goes foul for strike 2. So St. Ed's starting to put together an inning like we saw in the second when they scored 6 runs. They've put up half that number here in the 4th with 3. It is a 1-2 count for Alvarado, and Alvarado wearing number 23, batting 167 on the season, only 14 games played, and she does go down for the strikeout there. But Alvarado, a sophomore outfielder from Sam Rayburn, Texas, and brings back up 0-0 Sydney Irvin.
That one appeared to be right down the middle, but does not get called. It was ball 1. 2 runners on still for the Hilltoppers. Irvin, quite a speedy runner, as we were talking about earlier. That one popped high and will be snatched by the Dust Devils. Dust Devils looking to score in their potentially last at bat. You're watching the Heartland Conference softball tournament here on the Rattler Network.
With the Dust Devils.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome you back here to the park at St. Mary's, where St. Edwards is up 9-0 over TAMIU. The Dust Devils now coming to the plate potentially for the final time if they cannot cut into this lead. Of course, the 8-run rule in effect here through 5 innings. The game officials going on the field kind of notifying both coaching staffs, making sure everyone knows all about that. I see some shaking of the head, giving the affirmative on those. So Sarah DeBro, just brilliant today, coming into this game on the heels of being named the Heartland Conference Pitcher of the Year. She was the co-pitcher of the year last year with Emily Britton of St. Mary's. Sophomore with 7 strikeouts today in her 15 batters faced through 4 full innings. This one is fouled away for a first strike. The only drama potentially, can she finish with the 1-hitter?
And in this Heartland Conference tournament, you're always looking to preserve your pitchers. So if this game does go just 5 innings, Hilltoppers at a bit of an advantage for the rest of the tournament. Only having their pitcher and well as their players playing a shortened game. which could work to their advantage later on. The count now 2-1.
Yeah, their number 2 pitcher very good in her own right. Caitlin Klug, 14-10 on the season, a 3.07 ERA with 74 strikeouts. Cassie DeLeon drills one to Brody at third base, and the throw made in time to first for out number 1.
That brings up number 12 to plate Desi Ramos.
And brings up number 12, Desi Ramos. This is the bottom of the order for the Dust Devils, so the number 8 hitter.
And I believe, Chad, is this just the second at-bat for the bottom of the order or third?
Yeah, we have not seen very much out of this order just yet. This will be the first official at-bat, and it is an out for Ramos. Ramos had walked in her previous at-bat, so this is just the second time around for the Dust Devils, and it does bring up now Chrissy Sardalich representing potentially the final out of the ball game. Sardalich 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out. Of course, we saw her with that spectacular grab out in center field, so we'll see if that defensive web gym produces anything on the offensive end for her. A slapper back to second base. We'll see if the throw is in time, and it is.
That will be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
So the throw from second baseman Casey Olson in time, and that is your ball game. St. Edwards winning relatively easily, 9-0 over a talented TAMIU squad. No upset here in the opener of this Heartland Conference softball tournament, as the 2 seed does prevail against the 3 seed. So now that we have this game final, we'll go ahead and kind of set the table for where these teams advance now. It is St. Edwards moving into the winner's bracket. They will take on the winner of the game we're about to see, St. Mary's and Permian Basin of University of Texas and Odessa. The winner of that game they will face at 11 a.m. tomorrow. TAMIU will go on to advance the loser of that game at 2 o'clock tomorrow in the loser's bracket. Again, that will be an elimination game. TAMIU 1 loss away now from being eliminated from the tournament. St. Edwards 1 win away from vaulting into the championship bracket for Saturday. And if you are going to be around, the Saturday championship game will begin at 12 o'clock out here at the park at St. Mary's. Again, for the Dust Devils today, they were limited to 1 hit, no runs, no errors. St. Edwards 10 hits, 9 runs, with 1 error committed on the day. The 1 hit for Texas A&M International was recorded by Chelsea Capello. Taking the loss for TAMIU was Kendall Reeves. She only lasted 1 2/3 innings. She gave up 6 runs, all earned. Gallardo came in replacement in the 2nd inning. Fared a little better, but St. Ed's bats got cooking again, as she did give up 3 runs here in that 4th inning. All of them were earned. The star for St. Ed's, undoubtedly the pitcher of the year in the Heartland Conference, Sarah DeBro. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. So just phenomenal 76 pitches for DeBro. As Robin said earlier, a very fresh arm moving forward the rest of the way in this tournament. And just a litany of top performers at the plate. We saw Faith Roberts with a 2 for 2 day. She was the only Hilltopper, interestingly enough, with multiple hits in this game. 2 for 2 with 1 run scored and 1 RBI. Almost everyone else in the lineup had a hit on the day. Witten with 1 hit, Olson with 1 hit, Bogart with a hit, Lucas with a hit, Mayfield with a hit, Brody with 1 hit, Gilmore with a hit coming off the bench, and Carney with a hit, and a big hit it was. She had the home run blast, 2 RBI blasts. She, Lucas, and Emily Mayfield all led the team with 2 RBIs apiece. And then rounding out that stat line, Emily Mayfield with 2 runs scored led the team in that department. So St. Edwards triumphant in spectacular fashion, winning this opener 9-0. Robin, any lasting thoughts from this matchup?
Well, Chad, it's going to be interesting to see who the Hilltoppers play in their next matchup. A little bit of a lopsided game in this first game, but I don't think that will pre-tell the rest of the tournament. I think it's going to be a tight race for that title. And so we're just ready to keep rolling here, and then ready for St. Mary's to take on number 4 seeded UTPB.
And you talk about the lopsided nature of this game. It's interesting when you look at the way that the conference standings in the bracket for this tournament kind of shake out. The top 2 teams, very impressive records. 43-12 overall for St. Mary's, 31-22 for St. Edwards, both with winning records in conference play. Those 3 and 4 seeds, the record's not quite as good. A&M International 19 and 34 overall, Permian Basin 13 and 38 overall. So perhaps the cream rising a little bit in this first matchup in St. Edwards. And yeah, we'll see who they get to face moving forward. We do appreciate you tuning in for this Heartland Conference softball tournament opening game here at the park at St. Mary's. We will take a quick break. Game 2 set to begin at 3 o'clock, so we will keep this thing going, but please tune back in then to watch the St. Mary's Rattlers take on the University of Texas Permian Basin Falcons. Until then, this has been Chad Peters and Robin Johnson bringing you the opening round of the Heartland Conference Softball Championship here live on the Rattler Network.
Premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
So much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes led a teacher initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.